Well, the climate changes we could expect over the northeast U.S. In the near term are primarily warming. The climate's warming due to human activities. We can also expect an intensification of the hydrological cycle, more extreme precipitation events. In some areas, less precipitation, drier, but in the northeast, more precipitation, extreme events. Also, a lengthening of the growing season, contraction of the frozen season, and then sea level rise. Sea level is rising and it will continue to rise in the near term, and that will probably continue for quite a number of centuries given the warming we've experienced over the past several decades. If we act soon to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions and mitigate the unwanted effects of climate change moving forward, we can forestall, we can prevent some of the extreme warming we may see centuries down the line. Well, warming is primarily driving an intensification of the hydrological cycle in wet areas and increasing drought in other areas, dry areas. The saying goes, wet areas will get wetter, dry areas will get drier. So, for instance, recently in California, they're seeing extreme drought, and that's projected to continue as long as the climate continues to warm. In the Arctic, the high latitudes, there are wet areas, and those will continue to get wetter. This is all related to the fact that a warmer atmosphere can hold more moisture. So the wet areas will get wetter, dry areas will get drier. In the northeast U.S., that's happened, 71% increase in extreme precipitation events over the past 50 years. The Climate System Research Center indeed has projects all over the world. Two in particular, one in Siberia is looking at a lake core and using the biogeochemistry of that lake core to study past climate changes going back 2 to 3 million years. We have projects in South America looking at tropical glaciers, Mount Kilimanjaro and Calcaya in Peru. Looking at those glaciers tells us about how warming is affecting these glaciers. They're losing mass, they're losing snow. Big implications for water resources in those areas. So clearly the center has researchers working all around the world to understand past climate changes and what we might expect in the future due to global warming.